Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What a very special Saturday morning, and you are a part of it. I know that by now you realize that this is the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful living color. We have something very, very special coming up, but you have to help me. I need your help this morning. I need you to call that friend. I need you to call that neighbor and invite them to be a part of this show this morning. Reverend Drinkwater told it like it is. He said the ghetto is a part of us. And you know he's right because those of us that come from the ghetto, we know what's going on. We know our neighbors, we know our friends that stay behind us. We know our, not just our next door neighbor, but the neighbor that stay in the other house. Funny thing about the ghetto, we learn to live together. But big thing that we're going to do today is we're going to put all that into action. Thank you, Reverend Drinkwater. We needed that this morning. Oklahoma needed that. Oklahoma City needed that. But it's nothing like what happened last Saturday. I think last Saturday the ghetto got together. The ghetto got together at Douglas High School as a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. I'm going to tell you a lot more about that. Good things will continue to happen. Hey, you know who you just listened to? That was none other than the former Miss Black Oklahoma, Ann Roberts. That's one of her CDs. I have another one, part of it that I want to play for you. But Ann, I promise you that if you came out with a CD, that it would be the first thing on our radio show, and it was. That was Ann Roberts with "Holy, Holy, Holy." I'm looking for one of her saxophone solos, but you're going to hear it because she is good. She's going on. She's taking the crown in more ways than one, and she's going on with it and going and do some great things and graduating from college and going to make a point in our community. So many things go out this week because there are so many people that have done so much to be such an integral part of the Clara Lucas Show. I'm going to start complimenting the young people that were involved in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant last week. They came from across the state. And I'm going to start by complimenting the young people that came from Tulsa, from Ardmore, from Clinton, from I can't read all of these, but then all of them come in there, and they came in there with a purpose. They came in there not to just show off, because it was a show off thing. They had to show that they knew what they were doing. They had to show their talent off. They had to show their intelligence off. And those of you that were there at the pageant, you had a chance to see these young people do their thing. You had an opportunity to see them doing what they'd never done before because they're on that Douglas High School stage, man, that was something. It's a big old stage, and I want to thank the staff there at Douglas. I'll call their names later. I want to thank the artistic staff, the young lady, Mrs. Brown, who was so integral in helping making the pageant go over so smoothly. Got to thank my good boy Sam and Nancy. Sam Moore, Nancy Moore. Boy, but there's so many things that need to go out. But great things have happened. Hope that this has been a good week for you. I know there's been a lot of water because we shared in the Lord's blessing on the rain. And that's what it's been because the ground needed it, and we can't complain no more about it being too dry here in Oklahoma City, here in this area. But we can't complain about it being too wet. Now the big thing is, how do we handle the water? The way we handle the water is the way that we've been taught, the way that our friends have taught us. Oh, my goodness gracious. Good things will continue to happen. So sit back, relax. Let's listen to number 5 here and while I get in touch with the next caller. Those of you that plan on calling the radio show, go ahead and call. And, Mom, I'm waiting on you to call out here so that we can be a part of it. All right, good things will continue to happen. Sit back. Don't get too comfortable, but love this. And this is another one of your songs. I love it. Oh, reflecting on our past and preparing for the future. That's what it's all about. In 2003, this young lady that wrote that song, that prepared that CD, said that what I'm going to do, I'm going to win this Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And we all sat back and went, how can you really can't win no pageant. You aren't that beautiful. You aren't that talented. But you know what? That young lady got there on that stage and put on that evening gown, put on that swimsuit, answered that question, and then when talent time came, she took that saxophone out of its case, and my goodness gracious, you never heard such, and she's continued to go on and do things. I have some more of her CD that I want to play, but that's Ann Etta Roberts. And you can call her. And if you want a CD, we don't have it out in the shop. When I say we, it's easy to take credit for somebody when they do something good. And I love to be a part of the credit that Ann Roberts is getting ready to do. But her CD is available. You can call her at 767 0761, and you can order the CD. Hopefully, shortly it'll be out at Sterling Mitchell's, and you can just go in there and say, "Let me have that Miss Black Oklahoma young lady's CD," because it's another one too that she has out. And we're proud of you. We're proud of what you've done. We're proud of you being a part of the foundation of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. We're proud of the fact that you continue to take the title, not just sit on it, not just brag about how beautiful you are, not just brag about how talented you are, but to go on with it. But there's another winner. There was a winner selected last Saturday. Young lady 3 times in a row from the same location. That has never happened in the 38 years of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Great things will be happening. I'm looking forward to you knowing more about it because this young lady and her family and her brother, who's her escort, that was fantastic. She did something. She put all of it together. And I hope that you were there at the pageant and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because once again, the winner came from a school that we all love dearly. The winner came from a school that continues to produce some serious talent. But it was a challenge. It was a challenge. So I like the Langston presentation. I like Tulsa's presentation. I liked Ardmore's presentation. My goodness gracious. But we'll tell you more about it just as soon as we get this call in. Great things will continue to happen here. But Tanisha LeRae Williams was the winner of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant 2007. Tanisha Williams, young lady that came from, I don't know all of her origin, but I do know that she was representing the great Oklahoma City University. I do know that her talent was fantastic. I do know that she starred in her evening wear. She starred in her swimwear. She answered the question like it's never been answered before, but then her talent, which is what really counted. That young lady put together a dance, a tap dance. She put together uh, within the tap dance, she put together a song. Within that song and tap dance, she put together a speech. My goodness, I hope she calls in like I'm anticipating her to. But sit back. Don't relax by now. Don't tie up your phone unless you're calling out here to be a part of the show. But the number here is 672-1220. And yes, Maryland, I haven't forgotten that this part of the show has been brought to you by Allstate Insurance, located at 730 West Britton Road. And no, she did not get flooded out. And yes, she will be open Monday. And yes, your insurance, everything is cool. Everything will be working all right because Allstate Insurance, Maryland Hildred, April, they're there to make sure that you get the very best in all of your insurance needs. Good morning, caller. How are you doing? How's my caller doing? Did I lose the
Good
caller?
morning, Calvin. How are you doing this morning?
Good. Your voice sounds so familiar.
Oh well, I should. This is Marilyn. I hear you
Marlon
talking
Hilton.
about yes, and I
Yeah.
hear you talking about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and I'm so excited because
Yes.
I think that's one of the better pageants we've ever had, and I am just so thrilled with the winners and the young ladies. I saw them come in on one
Just
Saturday morning, and I saw them leave out last Saturday as the queens that they really are. I am just so proud. I'm just so proud of their abilities to relate and I saw the young ladies develop into real winners over that week's time because this Black Oklahoma is not just beauty pageant. It's an educational, motivational pageant that show young people that you can do anything that you want to if you don't mind hard work. And the pageant is based upon three things: discipline, discipline, and discipline. And Calvin, here is the state promoter, Miss Clara Luper.
All right, that's outstanding. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Mom. How are you doing? Welcome to your own radio show. And I know that you planned on being out here this morning with me, but I know that you are a part of it. And congratulations on once again putting forth and being in charge of a pageant that is like none other. Congratulations on getting Merlin in line, Shelly in line, myself in line, Jeanette Williams in line. you had you had people from across the state in line. Gene Ross in line. You had the Fox in line. Oh my goodness, you had all of us doing what needed to do, and then plus the staff down there at Douglas. But then, what was your feeling about this, the 38th Miss Black Oklahoma pageant?
I was really happy about it
Uh-huh.
because it was a great pageant. Everyone enjoyed it
All right.
and congratulated us.
Definitely.
How did you feel about it, Kevin?
Well, I was enthused, Mom, because one thing it's been a very difficult year in its own right. Just making it through the year, and the difficulty on tying things together was something else. But then, thanks to the input of my dynamic sister Shelly Marie and my other dynamic sister Merlin Ann, and then my great friends and coworkers, Mrs. Hunter, Mrs. Walker, Mrs. Ford, Mrs. Red, and I'm going to call a lot more names about those people that helped make the 2007 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant the success that it was. If you weren't there, you certainly missed a treat because we had been telling you about it. We told you that Saturday morning and it was going to be an exciting affair, not only for the contestants, but for the pages and the escorts that were there with it. So I don't know, but Mom, as we look back at it, what do you think? Do you think that the pageantry was it worth the effort? Was it worth the strain that it brought on you?
Sure, it was worth it. It was one of the greatest pageants, according to Mrs. Ford,
Mm-hmm.
that we have ever had. Not
Okay.
only Mrs. Ford, but there were others that had been to all of the pageants who say it was some pageant.
Okay. Well, I've been to all of them too, and it was some pageant. It was an opportunity to see the growth of the young. You know, it's amazing to. Well, it's not amazing, but it just it's just proof of the hard work that goes into getting the pageantry together. It's not just a beauty pageant, but those young ladies had an opportunity to learn more about their black history, to learn more about their history, to understand how important their past has been in preparing them for the future. To see people that have gone through many a struggle to make it possible for them to be where they are today. And it was so nice to see some of the past pages and contestants that came to the functions that were held there at the Holiday Inn, and they were a part of it. I want to brag on the dinner. You know, each staff member sponsors a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner, and I have to brag because I know I had the very best dinner that was had during the entire week because I had the National Association of Black Veterans there with me, and we were good. They were good. I have those beautiful pictures to show, and they will be getting out. But then, What was your highlight of the week, Mama? Was there just a highlight that you would like to count on? Okay. Well, this part of the program, that part was brought to you by Allstate and the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. But then, I got to give credit to those young people and those business owners that took the time out, helped to make the pageant possible. I'm gonna start bragging on well, I hate to brag on. Well, I might as well. because they need bragging on. Because somebody out there might need them, even though it's been a lot of rain and things have been done. Somebody might need a bail bondsman. And I'm going to brag on Crawley Bail Bonds because they are located at 718 Northeast 36. They are available. Use that pen that you need when you listen to the Clara Luper Show. They are available by calling 427 3539 or 528 3539. Hopefully, you don't need them, but if you do need a bail bondsman, remember Crawley Bell's Bonds, located right here, not in the ghetto, but right on the edge of the ghetto, as we like to call it, 718 Northeast 36th Street. Great things will continue to happen to you. You use that pencil, use that pen, and write down the names of those advertisers who took time out this year to be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Boy, so much that so many different ways that we want to talk about it. I'm not sure. Mom, where are you at now? I, I'm not having eye contact with her, but I do know that she is intensely listening and does have a lot that she had planned on saying. I want to thank, too, while I have this opportunity, to thank our state representative, Mike Shelton, for the reception that he gave the entire Miss Black Oklahoma delegation who had an opportunity to visit the state capitol and the lecture that he gave them on what the job is of a legislature, what they do there at the state capitol, and then to enjoy the tour and to see the things that are the history of our great state. This is our 100 years. Everybody should know by now, but these young people had a chance to actually feel it, and then to see the Ada Lloyd Scipio portrait that was hung gave them a special feeling, brought the awareness to them. And I'm hoping that our Miss Black Oklahoma, our new Miss Black Oklahoma, will call back in, will call in and share with me, with you, her reaction to being crowned the Queen of Queens. Even though the talent was tough, the competition was tough, but she came out on the top. Mrs. Hunter, who's in over the judges that came from across the nation, they chose a young lady that will be representing our great city, not just in parades and not just at silly. I mean, not silly functions, but just simple functions. But she will be representing our great state intellectually and in a way showing the great talent that she has. And I know that you will hopefully have an opportunity to see her. But then the key is that Oklahoma City University, for 3 years in a row, has produced a winner that has been selected the Miss Black Oklahoma of at the great state pageant. Good things will continue to happen. All righty. You still with me? I guess so. It's a little difficult. I know that all of you know that we've been broadcasting from different locations during the last month. So I'm trying to make it out here to the studio to sort of make things a little easier for legs. We've been really
Calvin Lex doesn't
doing
mind. He's doing an excellent job, and I
right,
just want to thank him on behalf of all of us.
right.
He's something else,
Yes, he's been.
and I
Okay.
tell you. I tell you one thing, I am just so proud of those young ladies that were able to participate in the pageant.
Yeah, I'm rolling. You know, there were quite a few. There were. I mean, we're not going to count the number, but we are going to count the young ladies that were there. During the course of the week, you had a chance to become close with all of them. What, what did you think of the pageant? Because I noticed that everywhere, every time you had an opportunity, you were full of enthusiasm. Even with Miss Black Muskogee, Miss Black OCU. I'm going through the book here, and I'm going to call all the names. But then, how did you feel about the pageant?
Calvin, number one is if you're not enthused about anything, I don't care what it is, you don't bring that positive energy towards anything you do. That's about life. That's about relationships. That's about anything you do, jobs. If you're not enthused and have a positive mental vibe, And I was telling the young ladies that I don't like negativity. As a matter of fact, if you're negative, I would prefer that you would stay out of my area
Now you
because
told.
it might be contagious. You might rub off on me. And if you're negative, I don't even want you in my household
Uh-huh.
because your negative energy can change the course of my history, and I don't want that to happen. That's what I kept telling the young ladies. Be positive about God does not make any mistakes. God does not make any junk. There are good in all of us, and it's up to us to find out what God has in store for us. But we can't find out by just sitting on a stump. We have to get out and make things happen. The world is divided up between the taken and the tookers.
Well,
That's what Lorraine Hansberry said. So we had to go out and find our own direction.
all right.
And these young ladies are busy doing that. And I wish I could be back in their communities this morning. I wish I could be in their households while they inspire other young ladies to do the things that they have learned and things that they were doing during the pageant. I am just so excited. And I had, we have the PAGE program. And those of you that want your young people involved, get your young people involved. Give us a call. Get their names on the list now so they will have a slot. If you have young ladies that I've had you calling me at the office because you want your children to get some scholarships, but your children are not involved in the activities that it would take in order for them to get those scholarships. So don't whine, get them involved, and now is the time. Calvin, hold on one second. Mom has something she wants to say to you.
Now is the time. That was the theme, and basically, but the basic part of the theme was to do something positive to show your goodness. You know, we all have some goodness in us, and these young ladies they found out during the course of the week that not only were they beautiful, not only did they have that little bit of talent of that talent that they had, but then that God had spread it out throughout the entire pageantry program, people that were working together, and which made you look around you and look out past the pageant, and made you want to be a part of the community, made you want to do something. Say even in a community like Guthrie, Oklahoma, where Pastor Gilstrap and the United Baptist Church were strong supporters of Miss Black Guthrie, and poor Kim, she tried. She gave it a good step, Kim Brownie, Miss Black Guthrie. You're going to be seeing a lot more of her. You're going to hear more about it. But then good things continue to happen. Let me catch this call, Mom, and then we'll come right back to you. And then I want to go over there and play Ann, a little bit of Ann's CD. And the reason I'm pushing Ann is because she's a former Miss Black Oklahoma, and that girl can play that saxophone. Good things have happened. Good morning, caller. How are you doing? I talk with you a few seconds.
Hello, Calvin.
How
This
are you
is
doing?
your Aunt Nancy Davis.
All right. How you doing, Auntie?
Oh, just fine. I just want to make some comments.
Okay.
And I want to give thanks to God for what He's done for all of us, but especially from the judge coordinator, Clara Luper, my good friend.
Definitely. Boy, he's been
He
good to us.
attended that pageant last Saturday night and was looking like a doll. It was a miracle to see how Mrs. Luper is improving. Her faith, patience, and strength has really made her just about well.
Well, she
So,
just about made it to the radio station this morning. But, prayer goes a long way. And, doing what the doctors say is nothing like doing what the doctor says. And when the doctor says that you can make it, then that's the time. And that's what we're waiting on. And we're all continuing to pray to him and making sure that Mom does what has to be done to improve her health and improve her mobility. But just stay tuned to the Clara Luper Radio Show. Stay tuned to 1220. But Auntie, you were there at the pageant. What did you think about it overall?
well, I think it was one of the greatest pageants we've had, and I want to compliment you and Marilyn Hildreth Luper for
Mm-hmm.
all the hard work that you've done and all of the advisors, the judges, the promoters, and those beautiful girls.
Yeah, definitely.
It was really wonderful.
We can't leave Shelly Marie out of that because Shelly, well, was the second generation of participants because Shelly was in the pageant
Yes,
as
and
a
Shelley's daughter.
not as a contestant, but as a page. and her two daughters were involved this year. I think they about stole the show. That that little
And
Sydney Clara, she was tough.
And Calvin, we can't forget how what a blessing it was to see Mrs. Nada Ruth Hanna, the judge coordinator there,
Yeah,
who presented the judges.
yeah,
And they did a beautiful job in evaluating the girls with their personality, poise, and talent. I
that's
want to say thanks to all of those who came and those who took time out to give us ads, especially and those who bought tickets because it meant a lot to have a nice audience there.
yes,
Miss
it
Black
did.
Oklahoma pageant was just special, and I want to say thanks to our churches in the Green Pastures area and Dungy area who came through and gave
Well,
ads like the Loving St. James Baptist Church with Reverend Parker, the True Vine Baptist Church, Reverend Floyd Wilson, Israel Chapel, CME Church, Reverend Lasky, Reverend Rondick, who is at the First Baptist Church in Green Pastures, and to our big businessman, Mr. Joe Willie Owens. Oh, those oranges supports everything that's going on in the community, and Orange and Sons, we want to compliment you.
all right, Aunt Nancy. Now you're bragging on what some people would call country people, but then you're bragging on people that are making a difference in our state, making a difference in our city. I'm
Well,
looking
I'll
here
tell you,
because
the
it.
people in our state has made a lot of difference
Uh-huh.
because if it was not for them, we would not have had those beautiful young ladies to be presented, and we would not have had all of the great audience, the pretty program that was put out, and it was just something how those young people displayed their talent.
Well, can I brag a little bit on the Loving St. James Baptist Church? Can I let people know that their brotherhood meets on Sunday mornings at 8:15. The Sunday school meets at 9:15 on Sunday. The morning worship starts at 10:45. The evening worship is at 6 p.m. And that on Wednesday night there's a prayer and praise service at 8 p.m. But even better than that, that the door is always open. If you have a problem, if you have a need, if you need to talk with someone, you need some counseling, you know who you can call? Reverend W.B. Parker, 769-4125. That is the honest to goodness truth. Things are happening there at the Loving St. James Baptist Church. I wonder why they call it the Loving St. James. Why can't it just be St. James Baptist Church? Well, I lost that caller. But
Hello, Calvin.
yes,
I'm
Merle.
still here, and I
Okay.
want you to, not only to recognize of some of the churches that
Uh-huh.
participated, but you had Fairview,
Now we did.
Reverend Reed, you had Reverend Young at the Holy Temple, you had Fifth Street with Reverend Coleman, and I think that we need to take this opportunity to thank all of our supporters, everyone that bought an ad, everyone that bought a ticket, because if it had not been for them, there would have been no Miss Black Oklahoma pageant.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Merle. I'm going. I have the book out here with me, and I'm going through it. I'm looking at Lemoore Beauty Supply. I'm looking at Gates Barbershop, where it's located there at 2609 Martin Luther King. I'm looking also at the Connor State College, located way over yonder, but then where a young man from Spencer, Dr. Donnie L. Nero, is the president of the Connor State College, where they not only talk that talk, they walk that walk during the course of this, the 2007, the 38th Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. A
And
special,
Calvin, wait a
a
minute.
special thanks goes out to Roosevelt Milton and
And
the adult branch
NACP.
of the NACP. Not only
Right.
did they talk that talk, Marlon, they bought 2 cases, 3 cases of pop down for the young people to enjoy. And then that brings to mind poor Derek, I shouldn't say poor Derek Dugard, but Derek Dugard and the people there at the First Security Bank.
And
Yeah.
Calvin,
Uh-huh.
one thing that I want you to make sure you have to mention Eugene Ross and the staff,
Thompson.
the escort staff, and explain something about the escort program. Those young men that are able to stay with the young ladies um, during the whole course of it, and a special prayer for Eugene and his mom. His mom had to be hospitalized. She was
Definitely.
released yesterday, but she was hospitalized during the pageant, and our prayers and thoughts are with him because all of us have struggles and crosses that we bear. and God just gives us enough strength to deal with it because He said if we keep the faith, just a little faith, the faith of a mustard seed, everything will be all right. So again, a special prayer for Eugene Ross.
Definitely, Merlin. Eugene has been with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant just off and on since 1978, but in the last 5 years, he's been more on than off. The Clinton area has been well represented by this young man, not only at the pageant, but by bringing representatives over to be a part of it. Eugene works exclusively and enthusiastically with the escort program. Now, what is good is an escort during the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant? This is an opportunity to share with the young men on how to be escorts for dynamic and for beautiful young ladies. You don't see our escorts walking around with their pants drooping, with they look the part, they play the part, and they're there all the time. You saw them on stage with a definite show where they had that they'd worked on all week also. But Merle, we'll let you tell more about it if you want to, okay? But then the escort program has grown thanks to Linwood Wade and Eugene Ross. Then there was a special judge that came up from Houston, Texas, Lynn Goff. We have to brag on him because he took time out of his business to come up to be a part of this, the Miss Black Oklahoma. Then our escort from the Ardmore, Oklahoma area, who's gotten a scholarship and will be going to Merritt State College. But then he will be taking the talent, he will be taking the knowledge that he's learned during his 3 years with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And that's none other than A.T. Benson. But sit back, get your pencil ready, and Ann Roberts, get ready to answer your phone because we're going to have people calling you and your number is 767-0761. Mom, sit back. Get your pencil ready. We're going to have people calling you at 424-3949, complimenting you on the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And all of our advertisers that are in the book, we want to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you for your that was the last, it wasn't a last minute get together, but it was a last minute program because we had a rough few weeks before the pageant, but then hopefully all of you liked it. I look forward to hearing from you. So sit back. I know that you're going to enjoy this song that the former Miss Black Oklahoma has put together on her CD on her inaugural well, her first CD. Okay, go ahead and do it. That's just a teaser. That's just a teaser. Ann Roberts, as we affectionately call you, I think it's Ann Bush now, but Ann, we're proud. Ann Booz. Okay, get me straight. Keep me straight. Yeah, but Ann Booz, we're proud of you. That's just a touch of her record, and you'll be able to hear more about it and see it. But then I also want to take time out for another winning thing that's going on. Some more winners. And I have to compliment the Redeemed Baptist Church. I know that they've been working, not just on Saturdays, some poor kids. Reverend Drinkwater, the Sister Drinkwater, they work them real hard. And I'm proud of the fact that at the recent National Baptist Convention that they won there in their competition, and we all should be proud of it. But they come from the ghetto now. Just because they come from the ghetto, we, we don't want them to get down on themselves, but we want them to be proud of themselves. Because Ann Roberts, she didn't go to Redeem, and I forgot the name of the church she goes to, but she's an integral part of it. I do know she's a former Miss Black Oklahoma. I do know that our Miss Black, our current Miss Black Oklahoma, is Miss Williams is active in her church there. And I also know that she's doing extremely well at Oklahoma City University. I know that our first runner up is a terrorist, not a terrorist, but she's a terror there on Langston University campus because she set an example for all the other beautiful young ladies out there to see. But my book left, but then hopefully you haven't left because we have just a few more minutes. Let me see this other song, that instrumental there that Ann has out, because we want to thank everybody. We want to brag on those that are accomplishing. And let me get the book back. All right. reflecting, reflecting on our past and preparing for the future. That's what has happened. That's what the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant theme was this year, reflecting on our past and preparing for the future. We're ready. We know that there are 50 young people that have come out of that last week prepared to do something great for the future. We know that they won't be no they know that they won't be no problem. We know that they won't be no problems in school. We know that they will be excelling in all areas. And we know that they will be looking for different areas to excel in. But what we don't know is what you're going to do, what we want you to do as a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Even though you may not have been, you may not have gotten the sash, you may not have won the trophy, even though you may not even have attended. We want you to reflect on your past. We want you to prepare for the future. We have to work this out together. We have to look around our community and see what we can do to help make it better. Now, we can't fix the potholes. We have to leave that up to our tax dollars to work. We can't fix the street lights. We have to leave that up to our city. But we have to thank our great councilwoman, Willa Johnson, for the job that she's doing or was doing or plans on doing. But we have to be a part of it. And one funny thing about it, now you can call different people when things go wrong in your area, but you can also call people when things are going great. You can call and give encouraging words for those people who are out there. Anita Arnold, as I said, to Mom, to Roosevelt Milton. Now, I have to brag on those two because of the fact that I know what they're doing. But then there's another young man that's doing something good, and that's with the historical side of it. If you look around, no, it sounded good, and Annetta Roberts, it sounded good, but then it's getting too good. I was fixing to get happy with it. I might have started moving it, but then I have to brag on what Bruce. What is Bruce's name? Bruce over there at the Oklahoma History Center. Bruce Fisher, of course. Ada Lord Samuel Fisher's son. He's had an exciting 2 weeks, but then he needs some encouragement too. But then if there's somebody in your church, they may not have made the paper, they may not have made the TV, but you see them trying to do something, even though school is out. If you see them and you're trying, then they need encouragement. Don't hesitate to encourage those. I got to give a pat on the back out to my minister up there at Fifth Street Baptist Church. I know he's trying hard, and I know ministers across the city in different places. Everybody's trying hard to do the best job that they can, but we need your help, and we're going to ask for your help. Now, if you can't make it to church on Sunday, give your minister a call and tell them that some good things are happening. But then this is a very special week coming up. We're getting ready to barbecue time, as they say. This is scoff down time. I might get my weight back. Barbecue beans and a special salad and all that. But then today at 2 o'clock, boy, the surprise of surprises will be happening. Paradise Baptist Church at 2 p.m. Renetta Palmer will continue to put a hook in none other than a classmate of mine, Willie Johnson himself. Willie Johnson and Renetta Palmer will be getting married today at 2 p.m. at the Paradise Baptist Church. Now, there will be a reception, and that will be at the Club 6000. That'll be this evening at 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. But congratulations, Willie Johnson. Congratulations, Renetta Palmer. We're proud of you. Look forward to being there at that big wedding at the Paradise Baptist Church. I know the church will never be the same, but great things will continue to happen because I know that the radio waves will never be the same because coming up this week on July the 4th is none other than America's birthday. But it's C.P. Wilson's birthday. Mr. Wilson will be celebrating another birthday. I won't tell your age, Mr. Wilson. Curly Slouse out there in California, he's on the computer. I know that he's listening to the show. He will be celebrating his birthday. And anybody else whose names I don't have. I know those two because they're part of the family. But then this song goes out to them. It has to go out to them. Happy birthday, CP. Happy birthday, Curly. Happy wedding day, Big Willie. Happy birthday to you. Happy wedding day to you. But may good things continue to happen to you during this year. But best of all, remember, this is the time for you to do something. Well, I'm making this up as I go along. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing too well. Big thing is saying happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more. And we'll see you at the wedding. Thank you for being a part, having been a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. But continue to encourage those young ladies. Continue to encourage those young pages. Continue to encourage those young escorts that were a part of it. If you know some people that weren't, encourage them to be a part of next year's pageant. Now's the time to register. 843-0811, 424-3949, or just get involved in some of the activities there at the NACP Youth Council, and but just get involved in some of the activities at your church. Give us a call. We love for you to be a part of it. Good things will happen. Make a difference in in your community, in your part of the community, your part of the ghetto. you know, all our ghetto is together. We can make a difference. Thank you, Reverend Drinkwater. Thank you, Reverend Coleman. We look forward to it, Reverend Lasky, Reverend Parker. You all continue to do the great job that you're doing. Make a difference in the community. Great things will continue to happen. Thank you, Ann. We enjoyed that CD. We will be playing more of it. You got it. Make a difference.